Hello. Hello to all the beautiful people out there on a Monday night. Yes, it's Monday night. Unfortunately, I didn't stream all weekend. Oh man, I'm eating some spicy quinoa that I made. It actually came out really good. Sometimes I surprise myself and my food actually comes out tasting real good. Other times I'm just like, better luck next time. Now, what did I do to make it taste so good? I don't know. Unfortunately, I didn't write it down. That was a mistake. Let's see. Well, what are we gonna do today? I don't know. I decided to turn on my stream because I hadn't done it all weekend. And let's see. Can I plus this or do I have to open a new one? Oh, nice. All right. Make my chat a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. That way I can read it. Let's see. Yeah, so today my quinoa is really good right now. Luckily I have a little bit more because I'm almost done with this little bowl. Yeah, so today I got caught down a little personality profile, what you call it? Rabbit trail, you could say. I don't know if anybody knows about the MBTI, Myers-Briggs type indicator. I like to think I know a little bit something, but don't quote me on anything. Alright? Whatever I know is just up there somewhere, you know? I know a little bit about this. Like, if, for instance, if I were to try to, figure out what type are you, there might be some things I notice, but I would never be able to tell you what type you are. I would think I could get close, but I just feel like something in me tells me there's probably something I didn't consider, and so I wouldn't be able to tell you. So I know just enough to know that I don't know enough, and the extra, in order to go that extra distance and get all that knowledge, it would just require a little bit too much effort, a little bit more than I'm willing to put into it. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeking to become professional in it. Yeah. So, for the longest time, I've always thought I was an INFJ, which is introverted, intuition, feeling, extroverted feeling. I don't know, introverted thinking, extroverted feeling. Wait, no. Extroverted sensing. Those are, I don't even know if that makes any sense to anybody out there, but introverted feeler with intuition that's very strong. What am I even saying? I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this, especially if you guys don't have a frame of reference for it. So what do I want to do? I do want to pull up a personality profile. Personality. Do I want to pull up a personality profile page right now and just dive right into it? I guess I could. Since my brain is going right to that, that's probably what's gonna happen. So, I'll show you guys a little bit about what ya boy. Wait, what's going on? Alright, let's see. People, I got a couple no's. What? Oh, damn. That's funny. I just got a notification that says I'm in a cult. Oh my god. Well, let's see. I, uh, I, I can't even see. I can't even see my note or my comment. So, well, you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let me just show you. You know what? Who knows what's gonna happen in this live stream? But here's something. Here, let me just do that. I don't even know if anybody's watching right now. Maybe I should pull up like. Maybe I should just pull up like my own. Here, let's see. At least could do this. All right. So, all right. 0. 0. Let me just start watching my own stream just to kind of get it on the board. Let's see. I'll just do this, and I'll do view my own. Okay, no, that's not what I want to do exactly. We're not gonna watch this. I mean, my comment's on this page. That's why. It's this comment right here. They told me I was in a cult. I don't believe it. How dare they? Why am I in a cult? Why? What would give them that idea? Let's find out here. All right, so I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna what? Do I right click? Yeah, yeah. There we go. There we go. And then I'm gonna go to my own. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There. Oh! How dare he? I'm gonna get that out since I already have it over there, and then I'll just bring it over here. That way. That way, yo, look at now we got 1 viewer. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. All right. So hopefully my profile gets like into the algorithm, and then that starts suggesting. Anyway, so what am I trying to do here? I want to get rid of that. I don't want to go to this. All right, so let's see. Does this tell you what this video is about? So this video just was yesterday. Okay. I forgot what this person was talking about, but I'll respond to this comment right here. Unfortunately, it is, you know, I'm just saying how I feel, you know. So let's see what happens. This user, she just wrote DJT, which you can imagine who that is. DJT advocates for something like that. I think she was talking about politics and stuff. I don't know. She was talking about her concerns because she's Japanese and she is over in well, she's over in Japan. I already said that. And they just had their oh dang, this was spicy. Over in Japan, they just had their some elections, you know, and they have a new prime minister over there. And then they have some more elections at the end of this month or in maybe a few weeks, where they're gonna elect more of their Congress and stuff like that. Anyway, so she was giving her opinion. I think she was telling a story, if I remember right. Now that it's coming back to me, she was telling a story about how there was she was talking about the history of Japan. She was talking about a particular emperor who set this really good example of good leadership, you could say. And basically, the story that she told was that this particular emperor, from his high place, you could say, atop wherever the castle was, he could kind of see the lay of the land, right? You could see all the houses, and you can see the smoke rising from the houses from people's like chimneys or the equivalent or whatever, right? So when that smoke was rising from each of the chimneys, he knew that the people were cooking food, therefore they had enough to eat. So that was kind of one of the ways where he kind of just gauged the, he just gauged the, I don't know, the economic prosperity of his kingdom, I guess you could say. Anyway, I'm moving on. Then he starts to notice, years of doing this, or whatever, weeks. I don't know how long he was doing it, but she says that one day he started to look out and see that there weren't as many chimneys, with the smoke coming out. And then at a certain point, there wasn't enough chimneys, like with smoke coming out. So he's becoming concerned, and he realized that the people weren't able to make their own food or cook their own food or whatever, meaning they were probably running out of food, right? So what he decides is he needs to do something to help the people be able to start purchasing food again or start gathering their food again. I don't know, whatever. So he decides he's going to implement a policy of withholding the law that says you have to pay taxes. So he gives them a 3-year tax break, and he says, like, how can I tax the people, basically, if they can even feed themselves? Like, where's the money coming from? They should be able to feed themselves, and then with the strength they gain from having some food, whatever, start to be more productive. And once they're more productive, then we'll resume taxation. All right, so that's what he did. 3 years goes by. He starts to see that the chimney smoke is alive and well across the land, and so he re-implements a tax, and that was how he helped the Japanese economy at that time. This is like 700 or 800, 900 years ago. That's how he helped them recover, right? And so her whole point was like, oh, that emperor had this great wisdom to basically he empathized with the people, and he was real with the people, and so he didn't act like a dictator or whatever. He listened to the actual, maybe not directly listening to the people, but he listened to the cries of the people, right? And enacted a policy that would help alleviate those cries and turn them into cries of strength instead of cries of poverty. Anyway, whatever. I'm going on and on and on. So so that was the context. So she likened that to today in Japan. She feels like the new incoming prime minister, I forgot what his name is. He seems to be implementing policies in Japan that are increasing taxes, making things more affordable, less affordable. Goods and services and the prices are rising, right? So she kind of feels like she wishes that this new prime minister would lower taxes instead of raising them. Harkening back to that great Japanese emperor of yore, you could say. And so that sets the premise. Now you guys know. I hope that wasn't too long-winded. Now, enter the comments. And so this person says DJT. So with the political context, we kind of understand a little bit more who DJT is, right? Advocates for something like that, but for his already wealthy circle. Moreover, he could not even consider living like the regular folk. So I think this is just... I don't want to be rude. I just think it's dumb. I'm sorry. So I think this is just... Whenever you see something like DJT advocates for something like that, it seems like it's good. But it only benefits his already wealthy circle. I can understand why people see it like that, because they see, oh, DJT offers all these tax breaks, right? But it seems like wealthy people get the most tax break. Well, these people fail to understand that while it seems that the one party, the D's, I will just leave it at that, while it seems like they are all for, taxing the wealthy and stuff like that, what they do disingenuously is they don't tell you that actually most wealthy people pay a lower tax rate than middle class people, and lower, middle class people, really. So you can say, like, for middle class, like, I don't even know what the rate is. It's like around 25, between like 17 and 25%, right? Or something to that effect. I don't quote me. I'm sorry. I don't remember exactly. And it's supposedly like 45 to 49% for the really wealthiest tax brackets. But the thing is the people who are really wealthy actually don't pay a full 45% or 49%. They actually take advantage of all sorts of loopholes that they put into these laws that they, lobbied in a certain sense for, they legislated. So they actually end up being able to bring their tax rate down to like something like 5 to 10%. Don't quote me. I wouldn't be able to prove this to you. I just know that this is generally what's understood. So they actually end up paying less. But the Democrats, sorry, dang it, slip of the tongue, the D's, the big D's, they gaslight us, And so that's why normal folk, normal non-rich people believe this. It's for his already wealthy circle. Well, the thing is if the tax rate gets lowered to like 35%, or if it gets lowered to 25%, or whatever, for wealthy people, that actually brings it in line with middle class. They're already getting taxed at what, 45 to 49%, right? So it actually just brings it in line. Well, the thing is if they free up, if a DJT can free up money for the wealthy, then the wealthy would just end up spending more money. A few of them will save more, than the average person, but they also spend more because they have more to spend, and then that trickles down into the economy. And actually, this is something that the big D's always like to talk about is, this, I guess it's like Keynesian economics or whatever, but basically, when the currency is flowing through the economy, that is a sign of strength in the economy. And so, actually, this reminds me. This is why I have another comment on this page, and I'll just go into it. So, the strength of the economy, is a sign that the economy is strong. Is that money is flowing freely. People don't feel like they have to save. They feel like they have enough to save, which means they have enough to spend as well. It's like a balance, right? So, this is what these kind of people fail to understand, is that it's not just for his wealthy circle. And then, this added thing of he could not even consider living like the regular folk. Well, this is a truth. DJT advocates for this kind of like lowering of taxes. And yeah, this is kind of a truth. Maybe he could not even consider living like a regular folk. But it's this truth and this truth sandwich this little lie. Well, actually, this is even kind of a truth. But what does wealthy circle even mean? So this is like this. This is where this is where the truth starts to really get blurred right here. So I wrote, DJT knows regular folk better than any politician out there right now. And instantly, as a controversial statement. Instantly, I get it. I'll keep going on though. Everyone whom he deals with on a regular basis, from cabbies to caddies. I kind of like that little turn of phrase I got there, from cabbies to caddies, because in my head I'm thinking like, I'm thinking of the tips that he gives caddies when he's on his, well, of course it's his own golf course or whatever, but he gives like $25, $50, $100 tips, right, to the caddies. And I remember hearing about how whenever he would take a taxi in New York or whatever, he would often talk to the cabbies to kind of get their perspective, because they see a lot of people. They get a vibe of the town, right? He would often talk to cabbies to get a vibe of the town, about New York, whatever, New York City. So that's why I said from cabbies to caddies, all these people only have good things to say about him, and they actually had all these good things to say about him, and so did most of the wealthy people before he decided to become president. And then they all hated him, right? Well, the wealthy people hated him. So actually, it's wealthy people that hate DJT more than regular folk. The only kind of regular folk that really, well, it's honestly, maybe I shouldn't even say it like that, because it's kind of split. We're very divided in this country, unfortunately. But I do want to say that, namely, people who, we could say common folk, whatever you want to say, like lower economical position folk, people who interacted with DJT, from cabbies to caddies, they all had good things to say about him. Almost everybody thinks he's a very charismatic person, a very seems to take an interest in people. And there's plenty of videos, there are even more coming out recently, of DJT having just interacted with anybody and having a conversation with anybody, right? And so all these people really only have good things to say about him. It's all the people that don't know him, or that are wealthy and used to know him, that have bad things to say about him. So anyway, It's only opposing elites that pay the media to say otherwise. So that's how that's how the wealthy elites. Hey Amanda, how are you? All the wealthy elites, when he said something like, "Oh, I only take advantage of all the tax loopholes because everybody does. They just don't tell you. They just don't tell you that they do." I'm gonna be upfront and tell you we need to change the law because I know what it's like. I take advantage of the laws that are available, and I don't actually pay the amount of taxes that I need, like because and I do it all legally, because I don't have to because there's certain laws. My accountants find the right laws, Anyway, so you can imagine that you can feel like this if you're a wealthy elite. This DJT character is backstabbing you because he's letting everybody know about the secret. You know what I'm saying? He's letting everybody know that the wealthy elites aren't taxed at 45%, that there's loopholes that they could use to bring that tax rate down to 10 or even 5%. So, because unlike DJT, they like keeping elites separate from the common folk. So the wealthy elites that hate DJT like to keep themselves separate from the common folk while telling you to your face, we need to tax the rich more and make you feel like, oh, they actually understand me. They don't understand you. Well, actually, they do understand you. They understand that you don't get it. And so they're going to lie to you because what are you going to do about it? And we don't want to believe that. We just want to hear them say they care about us. So they pretend to care about us. Like many others, and so this is me, my opinion. Like many others, I don't care that he's rich. What matters is that he doesn't ignore the common people while being rich. Like in a real way, not in a verbal like, oh, it's just like placating me, right? He actually listens to them. That's why, from cabbies to caddies, the DJT is listening. And more people are realizing. In fact, just think about all the crazy stuff that's happening with the weather in the southeast portion of this country. Who's listening, really? Just think about it. I'm about to lose my shit right now because it's just so obvious. But anyway, it's not that obvious. Look at this. Anyway, so he actually listened to them, and November 4th will prove it. That's why I'm in a cult, says this person. Hold on. SteubeMan, you're in a cult. LOL. I don't know. What should I say? A good one? All right, so I'm going to read a couple of Amanda's posts. All media prior to his campaign back in 2016 portrayed him as a baller, and they loved him. Exactly. 100%. 100%. It's literally... it's probably... Here, it's kind of hard to see here. I know it's already there, but for VOD's sake... Oh, excuse me. Whew. For the VOD's sake, I'm going to do that. All right. It's literally in Family Guy and all the other Adult Swim type shows. Yeah, and not just those ones. There's just so many shows where, even movies and stuff like that. He is charismatic as Ev. Yeah, he has that aura. He has that aura. Love how they try and paint DJT like he isn't down to earth and cry about it. Meanwhile, Kamala was on her middle class shit while wearing a 65K Tiffany necklace. Oh yeah. Shit, dude, they rub it in your face, bro. They rub it in your face. Why? Anyway, I could say a bunch of stuff, but there's a reason why. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. It'd be too controversial. If I can find, if I can find her new ads, just look at Kamala's ads. Look at the type of people that are being portrayed in her ads right now. Think about stuff like white dudes for Harris. Why does she need to do that? Think about that podcast that she was recently on. What was it, like Call Her Daddy or something like that? Interesting, huh? Interesting choice of a podcast to be on. Think about it. But hold on. The truth is that SteubeMan, you're the one in a cult. I'm the motherfucker that's in a cult, though. All right. That's fine. So, where's my other comment? Because actually, talking about... going back to the beginning where we were talking about right? Let's see. So earlier in the video, or that of her video, we were talking about the emperor who ceased taxation for 3 years in order to allow the people to save up their money and get on their feet so they can start feeding themselves again, right? And how her name is Shika. How Shika basically says she wishes that the current prime minister, the new prime minister, just a couple weeks old or whatever it is, would take a note from history, and lower the taxes and stuff like that, because she feels like inflation might be a problem or something like that. She mentioned kind of inflation. Well, crazy thing about inflation and Japan is that the last time inflation was a problem for Japan was the 80s. And then inflation was the reason of the 1990 bubble burst, the economy. So actually, I guess no shade on Shika, because I don't want to say that she doesn't know what she's talking about. But actually, Japan's been suffering from deflation for the last 30 years since that time. So I did like quick little research. Oh man, she liked everybody's comment. I hope she liked mine. She better have liked mine, because oh no, she didn't. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, that's so weird. This like actually hurts my feelings. This is the first time I see it. Look how many comments she likes. All these comments. And then boom. Well, why didn't she like my comment? Was there too much English in it? Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's probably why. She's liked it. She's like, I ain't gonna read all that. Somebody liked it though. It wasn't me, obviously. I'm gonna like my own comment, but why not? Because just to show it wasn't me. That was two people that like it. All right. Everybody else. Okay, cool. So what did I write? Why don't you like what I got to say? That's because this is what I wrote. I think I read that Japan's economy suffers from stagnation due to economic policies that have tried to dampen the effects of the bubble burst over 30 years ago. Deflation has actually been the problem for many decades because of the bubble burst. Simply put, I think deflation, these are stuff that I kind of read economy stuff all the time, but I honestly, it's kind of a struggle for me to understand all the stuff about economy or economics, because that shit is dense AF. But anyway, certain things. As I was writing this comment, I was also looking things up. So hopefully this, feel free to critique whatever I said. I even put this little note at the end. Hopefully this explanation is helpful. I'm not a professional at all, lol. And welcome anyone who can offer corrections or clarifications. So, back to my original. Well, simply put, this is why I think deflation occurs. It's when inflation drives prices for items or for goods so high and at a pace so fast that nobody can afford these things anymore. So this leads people, so because nobody can afford anything anymore, because the prices are so damn high, which is kind of happening in our economy, this leads people to see items as overpriced to the point that they start saving their money. So cash flow in the economy starts to slow down, right? So anyway, this leads people to see that, so items are overpriced to the point that they start saving the money, and that leads to a slowing down of cash flow throughout the economy. And I'm going to say that right here. All at once, producers start panic selling their products in order to pay back their loans. And so that's the thing, is like most of the production happens because you take a loan out from the bank, and then you use that money that you got from a loan to create a product, and then you want to sell that product at hopefully a profit, so that you can pay back your loan and have that profit and kind of get things rolling, right? So that's a healthy economy, I guess. But because the prices are climbing so high and nobody's buying anything, all these producers of things have a bunch of merchandise, a bunch of products on hand that that's not doing anything. That means the cash flow has stopped for their business. They can't sell anything at the high price anymore, so they have to start lowering the prices. And the reason why they start lowering the prices is because they're hoping that they're going to hit that price point where the consumer is like, I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good price now. I'm going to buy it. So the prices have to keep dropping until the customer feels like, you know what, I'm ready to buy. So they have to drop the prices very rapidly in order to incentivize savers to start buying again. But what happens is prices drop so fast because everyone starts holding out for an even cheaper price. So that's the problem with inflation. If it rises too rapidly and the prices for everything gets way too high, everybody holds on to their money. Well, they start panic selling, and they start dropping the prices on all their products, but they drop it so fast that people start to see, holy crap, look how fast that's dropping. And so that makes them less incentivized to buy it because they start thinking, wow, if it's dropping that fast, tomorrow will it be even cheaper? Will it be even cheaper 3 days from now? So they still hold their money. So what ends up happening is this rubber band effect. Is people are like, okay, well, I'm going to wait until that shit is as low as it'll go, and then I'll buy it. But you see, what is still happening in the economy? There's no monetary flow. That business that has all that product in hand has to keep lowering prices, keep lowering prices, keep lowering prices, and people still aren't buying anything because, well, the price is getting so low that they're like, hey, I wonder how low can it go? So yeah, but all this means is that many of these producers won't generate enough cash flow to pay back their outstanding loans. And see, that's the thing. There's a ticking time bomb, you could say, where these producers have to pay back those loans. That's always in the back of their heads. And the banks themselves they need that money because they loaned out the money. And if you understand how inflation works, they loaned out money they didn't really have a backing to. That's all I'm saying. All right. So anyway, so the loans need to get repaid. That's the ticking time bomb in the background. If left unchecked, this should lead to an economic disaster. As you can see, people keep holding out, but because the price is dropping so fast, people keep holding their money. They don't realize what they're doing to the economy, right? But those people, the producers, still need to sell. So if it goes, you can see if it keeps going to a point where corporations are going to start going out of business. So if left unchecked, this should lead to an economic disaster where many large corporations and even banks themselves start to go out of business, and normal people suffer greatly because no one is producing necessary items anymore. That's what should happen. So what should be happening is corporations go out of business and the banks go out of business, which means the whole economic infrastructure implodes, and that means everyday people, unless they're growing their own food, won't be able to go to the grocery store and buy food anymore. So it actually ends up being so terrible. So now all these people have money on their hand, they can't do anything with it because there's nothing to buy anymore because everything is, by this time getting old, dilapidated, whatever, So that's what should happen, right? The entire economy from that point would have to be rebuilt from scratch, meaning the quality of living would be so incredibly poor in the meantime. So yeah, there's obviously going to always be resourceful people that will rebuild the society, right? There's always going to be those people. But it's just going to be super hard because until the infrastructure is rebuilt, people are going to be dead poor. That means a lot of people are going to die from starvation, maybe from diseases, because, medical stuff, all this kind of stuff will happen, right? So the quality of life will become incredibly poor until the whole economy starts to get back on its feet. Well, to avoid such a widespread economic suffering and impoverishment, the Bank of Japan and the Japanese government have been implementing economic policies that soften the blow of the bubble burst in 1990. So what they're trying to stave off is deflation, meaning, so all deflation is that the purchasing power, how do I put it? It's a supply. Dang it, I'm not even gonna be able to explain it because anyway, the goal of these policies has been to manage deflation. They basically try to buy time for these major companies to pay back their loans as much as possible. So you have to think about that. So in order to, how do you put it, prevent the complete bottoming out of the currency. So what is inflation? Inflation is when, for instance, a piece of bread today is $5, or a loaf of bread is $5 today, but then later on, because there's so much money there's more money than there used to be, it becomes $10 tomorrow, and it becomes $20 tomorrow, the same item of bread. Well, deflation is when that $5 piece of bread, the producer can't sell it, so they have to go $4, they have to go $3, they have to go $2. So that means that your purchasing power is really great, and in a certain sense it makes you think like oh, why am I gonna spend, I don't know, you can see what happens. Anyway, maybe I'm not even Of course, it's very difficult because loans were originally taken out when prices for materials were very due to high. So long story short, the producers, even though they sell everything at a cheaper price, they're not getting enough income back to pay back the loans because the loans were taken out based on prices for materials that were at the inflation stage. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Sorry if I'm doing a bad job explaining that. But basically, so that means that there's going to be all this money that still needs to be paid back, but there isn't enough dollars, or yen, to pay back the full amount of the loan. So eventually, the company's still going to go bankrupt, even if they start selling all the goods, right? But the thing is, because you're selling them at a loss, that's the whole point. You're selling them at a loss just to get people to buy it. You're not going to be able to pay back your loans, So you're going to have to sell your whole business off to the bank or whatever. Well, the bank doesn't actually want you to just completely, I mean, some banks do, but not during the period of deflation, because if you can't pay back your loan, that means the bank loses a whole bunch of money. So the bank has an interest in making sure that your business stays in business. So those are the kind of economic policies that the Bank of Japan and Japanese economy have been trying to implement into the economy, right? To keep major corporations like Sony, Honda, Toyota, Toshiba, all these really big Japanese companies, in order to keep them in business, in order to keep some cash flow going, they need to kind of say, okay, well, you don't have to pay back your loan so quickly. We'll give you an extended period of time. And so they start doing pulling all these levers and say, okay, your loan was initially due on this date, but we'll extend it to this future date, right? In the meantime, what we're going to try to do is figure out ways to stimulate money movement in the economy. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually try to. So this is what Japan literally did, is that they for the longest time they kept the interest rate on new loans at as close to 0% as possible. Meaning that anybody could just take, or any corporation or any business could take out a loan in order to kind of, if they had like a good idea for a new product, or they just wanted to have a good business plan, a good business idea, they could take out a loan without having to pay back much interest at all. So it's all built on a new business taking out a loan, right? And or maybe existing businesses taking out new loans at no interest rate, in order to create a new product that will hopefully excite people so that they start spending their money again. So the whole job is to how do you reignite the economy? How do you reignite spending? How do you get people to stop saving so much and to start spending? Well, you need to come up with new products, you need to come up with exciting products and all that kind of stuff, or new and exciting services, right? So that's why you have a 0% interest rate. So anybody can start up a new business, and because the rate is so low, they don't have to pay back very much at all on the loans and stuff like that, because at a certain point, if business starts to get booming again, then you don't actually have to. The money will trickle back up, and those other loans can get repaid. At a certain point, they'll be able to raise the interest rate. So in 2014, actually, the Bank of Japan actually lowered the interest rate below 0% to a negative interest rate, and they've been doing that for the last 10 years up until just this year. I don't actually know what that means, but I guess what it means is that they can loan out money without and somehow there's some kind of incentive to where to take out a loan actually is actually like a way to make money, but of course they're printing this money out. So anyway, the whole point is that the whole point of that was hopefully, so one of the plans you'd like to do also, and this is what happened, I think, in Japan from an article I read, was Japan actually started to get their economy going by focusing on tourism. And so what tourism does is it brings in a whole new market of people who are willing to spend money from outside your country. It's like you just increase the number of people willing to buy stuff in your country because they come, they pay for services, stuff like that. So it actually starts to generate inflow, or generate a cash flow for the entire economy. So that's basically how Japan is managing, over this whole year. So they just started to raise the interest rate for the first time in 10 years back in March. And it's like literally 0.5, like 0.5%, which is, about normal, but it's still very low. So that's what she's talking about when they're talking about raising taxes or whatever, raising loans in the economy, rising interest rate and stuff like that. Things have to get more expensive for a certain amount of time because there's so many outstanding loans that need to be paid back. So basically, it's like managing this balancing act, and that's what the Bank of Japan has been doing. So anyway, long story short, yeah. In short, the Japanese economy never fully faced the consequences of the economic crash in 1990, and since then, Japan has tried very hard to manage deflation. But now, prices must increase as those old loans still need to be paid back. If they can't be paid, the holder of those loans, large corporations and even large banks, will not be able to stay in business. That will be very bad for the Japanese economy. In order to increase the speed the loans can be paid back, the Bank of Japan began raising interest rates for the first time in 10 years, back in March. That's what I was just saying. It is necessary, but unfortunately, prices will start going up in Japan. The scary part is it's a balancing act, going back and forth between inflation and deflation, and a major company or bank might have to still go out of business simply because the loans can't be repaid. Well, that was too much English for even me. So there you go. Anyway, that's my comment on this page. I hope that was helpful to explain what I was talking about. Of course, that is a very long tangent away from the original subject I wanted to talk about, which was my personality type stuff that I was researching earlier this day. So I guess I can try to talk about that. So what I'll do is I'm going to try to look up some personality stuff. I'm going to, by the way, give a like on my own little video. If you're enjoying the content so far, go ahead and give a thumbs up on it. There's a website that I think is kind of okay. By the way, I got this like cut on my hand. I don't even know how I got it. I think it was reaching in and I nicked something. Like I was washing the dishes. I don't know. Maybe I cut myself on a knife. I don't even know. Anyway, personality junkie, INTP. So for the longest time, I've thought I was an INFJ. I don't know if anybody even knows about personality type stuff, but here we go. There's this INTP. I'm just going right to this. So there's a function stack. So this is just to help you in. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is so bright. Look at my face. Holy shit. So anyway, this is the INTP function stack. So here's tertiary. It's not even a big thing. So look at it. So SI, right? And INFJ uses SE in the very low. So right here where this is inferior. For INFJ, the one I thought I was for many years, for over a decade, SI is in this spot. But for me, if I'm an INTP, it's in the tertiary spot, the third position. This is basically, this stack is like, okay, so dominant, auxiliary, tertiary, inferior. So this is basically like everybody has a mixture of thinking, intuition, sensing, and feeling. And there's introverted and extroverted versions of all of these types. And so for me, the dominant one is introverted thinking. And in the secondary position, extrovert intuition. What does any of this mean? I'm not going to go and explain everything to you at this point, but what I will say is I'm going to focus in on introverted sensing. So, as I read about introverted sensing today, it's one of the actually more difficult to understand functions. And that, and I actually, even before I went on this little rabbit trail, you could say, these rabbit holes or whatever, I was thinking about what is it about, for instance, East Asian or Asian cultures that I really enjoy, and what is like from a personality type standpoint, what would be like the typical kind of personality type of like if the country Japan were to have a personality type, which one would it be? That's kind of how I think. And a lot of people like to say it's the INFP. But I think that's probably true. But what I'm interested in is SI, because as I was reading about all of these, there's here, the A function. Here we go. This is what it is here. Introverted feeling. So this is where you figure out how all these things. So we're going to the introverted sensing. So this is really fascinating to me. You know, because for a long time I thought I was not SI, that I was SE in the very tertiary position. But so long story short, I'm noticing that maybe Japan actually has a very strong, and Asian countries in general have a very strong SI function somewhere in their stack. And I think that might be something that's very interesting to them, because I don't think most Western cultures have SI. So when you see SI like kind of brought to the forefront in a society, it's kind of interesting, you know. It's kind of novel, you know, you could say, from, you know, my Western perspective or whatever. So I'm going to read through this a little bit and just kind of see what happens. So sensing and judging types use introverted sensing as either their dominant or auxiliary function. So this is not really me, INTP. I use it as a tertiary function, but nonetheless, we can still learn about the basic function of SI, which is introverted sensing. All right. SI, not Sports Illustrated. SI trusts what it knows. And what it knows is what it recalls from past experience, from memories, traditions, affiliations, established routines, etc. Now, when you think about Japanese culture, for instance, or Asian cultures in general, you can see immediately that makes sense, especially like in how they interpret so many things, like how in China there's kind of like ancestor worship and stuff like that. They believe, well, I don't know if worship is the right word, but, you know, ancestry, traditions, memories, affiliations. Obviously, SI is very important for all cultures, maybe back in the day, and the collectivist nature, yeah. So yeah, what kind of explains that collectivism? It actually might be so SI. So yeah, so from a personality type, there's actually certain functions that would how do you put it? Correlate to what you just said, Amanda. You know what I should do? So that chat can still be read. There we go. Then I'll just make this bigger. Yeah. So SI. Yeah, so Amanda says, not the same push for independence and individual success. Right. So that's definitely very ingrained in Asian cultures. Is a more of a collectivist mindset, right? And so, but all societies are obviously like kind of like a blend. So, anyway, so for instance, INTP is actually maybe another reason why, if I am an INTP, that I find Asian culture so fascinating is that precisely because it's collectivist in nature, and an INTP is the exact opposite. An INTP is very individualistic. It's probably one of the most individualistic of the types, unfortunately. Meaning we really value autonomy, and we really value our own ability to think through things. We don't want to necessarily rely on society for that. Society is a reference point, but not the end-all, be-all, you know. So when society doesn't allow, and something I definitely relate to, maybe it'll come up if I look into INTP a little bit more, but if society doesn't allow me room to think and room to see for myself, I'm going to get fucking mad. Like, I'm going to lose my shit. Because what I see that as is they don't trust me to be a good person. They don't trust me to be able to figure out what is true on my own. You know? Yeah, so INTJ can relate to this because of introverted... Well, on certain levels, there's certain... I think INTJ is a little bit different than INTP, but that's because we share some, but we use some of the same functions differently. So yeah. There's reasons why actually other people can feel the same way too, but thinking type and for instance, actually surprisingly for Amanda, for an INTJ, is they actually use extroverted feeling and introverted intuition in the primary. Right, Amanda Vassal. Well, well, it could be, some people can't keep up, and so it's kind of frustrating. But yeah, so anyway, there's a bunch of things that I could say, a bunch of different things. So actually, one of the reasons why I'm actually kind of scatterbrained a little bit, and not scatterbrained. It's not that I'm scatterbrained. It's that I always have this deluge of different intuitions that occur to me in a given moment. So that's actually very different. Not very different, but it's slightly different from the way introverted intuition works. So that's what that is as a sign of is extrovert intuition. So when I'm thinking about a bunch of different things, like am I supposedly, I don't even know. It's the thing. It's like introverted thinking is at the top, right, for me. And so basically, that is ultimately my primary role. I'll always be thinking inside my head about how to understand things. Extrovert intuition is like me seeing patterns in the world around me. And then introverted thinking is me trying to process those patterns, And then SI is my tertiary spot, I guess, is how I use experience, my own personal experiences, to try to validate the thinking that I have and my intuitions about the world. So, long story short, it leads me to not be able to say things conclusively. Like, I can see many different possibilities about what could possibly be true, and I could have a hunch about what I think is true, but I won't ever be able to be 100% concrete or certain that is the right answer. Like, how do I put it? Not in like a question and answer kind of thing, but just more of like on a conviction level. Like, if I form a conviction, there's always going to be, it's never 100%. It's always going to be 98 or 99%. I will never have a 100%. And so that's because I will always be looking for something that could, in reality, usurp the moment I try to say something is concrete, I'm already on guard. Okay, what's gonna prove to me that this is not concrete? I'm already thinking like that. That's my extrovert intuition. Whereas before, I used to think it was just introverted intuition. That introverted intuition doesn't even function like that. But I used to think that the combination of me introverted thinking with extroverted intuition, I used to think that was introverted intuition. Anyway, I don't even know if I can explain what that is. So anyway, but the thing is this also explains why I gravitated towards, this will be full disclosure, kind of personal topic, why I gravitated toward Eastern Orthodox Christianity. And it knows what it recalls from past experience, from memories, traditions, affiliations, established routines, etc. Now, there will always be a part of me that is constructing my own understanding of my memories, and I'll always developing my own traditions, my own affiliations based on my personal experience. It's all based on my personal experience and what I'm thinking through, what I'm willing to test out, right? Established routines, etc. I don't just accept these from anybody. I'm literally searching the world for what system, what system, this is my extroverted intuition. Like, I have a way I think things are. Let me try to find out in the world if there's anybody that's mirroring that same set of memories, traditions, affiliation, established routines. So I'm the kind of person that I'm going to figure things out on my own first, and then I want to go out into the world and see, can anybody match up what I'm experiencing? Oh, man, part of me even wants to cry right now for some reason. Oh, God, I don't know why. But the reason why is because I'm not doing this because I want to assert my will onto the world. Like, I don't do that. I don't want to do that. All I want to do is oh, fuck, I'm not going to cry about this. This is so weird. I just want to figure out what is true on my own. That way I know for sure that I came to the conclusions with a good heart. And so if I could find a corollary in reality, then that could show me that I was on the right path. Yes, dang it. I don't know why I'm crying. So when it comes to, like, I'm trying to give an actual concrete example. When it comes to, so right now I have to shut off the emotions in order to articulate this, so you're gonna notice the tone of my voice and well, because monotone. And this is what I was reading INTPs do. So, in order to just get this information out, this is why I spent so much time within myself trying to understand what Christianity is. And I wanted to know, is it possible to... I just felt like if Christianity is really true, then that means anybody can see that it's true if they just have the right perception or the right understanding. And then they can give themselves up to it full-heartedly, you know, like without reservation. Unfortunately, I will never get to that point because I'm always doubting myself. So, I've always worked on for a long time, for many years in my life. This is why I became homeless and stuff like that. What is truth? That is the most important thing to me. Like, what is true? Dang it! So when I felt I was starting to get a grasp on it, I discovered Orthodox Christianity. Then I realized, boom, 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 everything that I was seeing on my own was already recorded in one of the greatest traditions of history. What that means is that even though I can't fully be sure in a concrete sense, my intuition was correct. And that if other people can at least see that it's true, you know, if we have this great cloud of witnesses throughout history that are testifying to the truth, even though I can't prove it to you, I at least know within myself that it's true, because when other people talk about it, they can. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't even fucking make sense. Maybe that doesn't make any sense. Here we go. I'm just ruining. What a bunch of dumb feelings I have. Anyway, I might not be able to prove it to you. I might talk a lot about it, trying to prove it. But I think at least knowing that, you know, one of the beneficial things about knowing your type is you get to know your limitations. That means that part of me can be free from feeling this burden to prove something to you. And to you as a viewer, to you as anybody in this world. Because I know that ultimately I can just share my experiences. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I can share my experiences, and if they help you, I am so grateful. Because I understand at the final point, everybody is responsible to themselves to know what is true. And at the end of time, you're the one that's going to be held accountable for what you did and what you believed. You're going to be held accountable for it. But me too. Obviously, me too. There's so many forces trying to convolute the truth. It's hard as a human to achieve truth, even internally. Exactly. There's only so far you can go. I agree. That's why trust in God as an absolute truth is so important. Exactly, because if you understand, so that's even like a big thing with, you know, introverted thinking. When you have this cognitive stack, that's what it's called. You know, we're looking at, you know, let me go back. So when you have this cognitive stack, dominant introverted thinking with extroverted intuition, this person they have like categories. This person is a rationalist, whereas previously I was considering myself an idealist. I realize, you know what, but this is just a theory, a personality theory. Because I'm not even 100% sure I'm an INTP, you know. But the reason why I can never be 100% certain about anything is because of TI. This one will always cause me to go back and reevaluate. But anyway, the combination of this is rationalism. So what I realized that I've done for so many years is that I romanticized the idealist types. INFJ, INFP, I think ENFJ, ENFP. I think those are, but maybe not. I don't know. But the INFJ. So I kind of fancied myself, and the reason why I also was confused with INFJ because INFJ has introverted thinking and extroverted feeling. These are the two that I share with INFJ. TI and FE. But basically, I romanticize the idea of coming to a holistic truth, which is what the gift of introverted intuition is always moving towards. Like for instance, Amanda, you're an INTJ, so introverted intuition is always moving to a unifying idea. So anyway, unfortunately for me, my intuition is always where your intuition goes inward. It's like not that it goes inward; it's that it's inward within you, operating within you. Whereas my intuition goes out into the world of objects and is trying to like make sense of all the patterns and the objects in the world. Yours is more like you gather your data, I think, also through extroverted sensing in a certain degree. But anyway, I can't even explain it. What am I even going on about right now? Fuck it. But anyway, my whole point originally was that I wanted to talk about how I was romanticizing an idealist. And I even kind of am self-deprecating of being irrational. Because a long time ago, I realized that rationality at a certain root is binary. And what that means is that it will always see things in like a black or a white. Like it'll always try to get to a black and a white. It'll always try to resolve the gray into a black or a white. And but as an INTP, I can't ever get there. So it just, no matter how close I get, there's always going to be some new detail that I didn't incorporate that will throw off my conclusion. So this is why I even before I thought I was an INTP, years ago, I realized that this is why I believe in God ultimately. Because you have, like, actually, the main reason why I believe in God is probably because of SI. Maybe. It could be a complex commitment issue. But but what I'm getting at more is that rationality is always cutting, is always dividing. But I also understand that reality is so much more complex and so much grander than my mind can conceive. You see what I'm saying? So, from a rational perspective, no matter which way I go, God exists, God doesn't exist, it's going to be a leap of faith. Either way, it's always going to be a leap of faith. And so, this is where someone like an extroverted, introverted thinker can, using rationality, can be like, okay, well, what does it look like? What are the consequences if you posit God does not exist? What does that say? What is everything that follows after that? Okay, then, we can delineate that. We can look at what the consequences of that, the logical consequences, right? Okay, now let's switch gears. Now we could say, well, what if God exists? What are all the consequences of that? So, for me personally, and this is probably my SI, which is, again, memories, traditions, affiliations, establishments, etc. A very core thing to me is there has never been a time in my life where I did not believe in God, or I questioned, not that I didn't, or that, like, I may have questioned God's existence, but more in like an experimental way. I've never questioned God's existence at the level of conviction. I've always had the conviction that God exists, from as early as I can remember. That's part of the reason why I also thought I was an introverted intuition. But I'm guessing that might actually have to do more with past experience, whatever, because this is the way I grew up. And so anyway, we can read on by SI. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying more. We'll just keep going. So from memories, traditions, affiliations, established routines, etc. In contrast to the future orientation of NE, and now I'm also so that's me, NE. So my NE is what drives me to go look into the future. I honestly don't like thinking about my personal past. I don't know why. I only think about it in the sense of what can I learn from it. I don't want to revisit it and feel it again, if that makes sense. I don't want to feel even if it was a good feeling, I have no desire to go back and feel something again. That's actually, if you're an INTJ, Amanda, that might be something that you do not relate to. Maybe. I'm not sure. Because extroverted feeling for me is like the way down here. And I think for you, we'll just look it up right now. For an INTJ, introverted. Oh yeah, so actually it's switched. So your FI, so how you feel about things is there. So you have extroverted thinking with this. So we actually don't have anything in common, but the way things we use in tandem kind of have a similar effect, and that's when it gets complicated. But anyway, and that's if you are truly an INTJ. I don't even know. I mean, who knows? Maybe something. Anyway, but anyway, SE, in contrast to future orientation of NE, the values and decisions of SI are guided by the past. Rather than trying something new, SI prefers to play it safe, sticking with established beliefs and behaviors. But as a rational type, where this is my tertiary position, these things always make me question this. So that's why, like, my experience is something I'm always referring to as a way to, well, is what I experience, what can I learn from it? You know what I'm trying to say? It's just one more thing to think about. So I do notice, however, so this is actually what led me to even come up with this title for this, which, you know, I obviously didn't get to, and are SI users good at competitive games? What the fuck? That's nothing to do with anything, bro. Or does it? So there's this interesting aspect to SI, and this is something that I really related to. Wait, what? What are we doing? Okay, so we have to go into the full version of this, which is here. Where is it? This part right here. This is what I wanted. This is what gets me thinking about, are SI users good at competitive games? Am I even an SI user? Whatever. So, introverted sensing. Because this is something that maybe, Amanda, that you will, since you have been reading my novel, you'll realize that I talk about what it feels like to be in my body. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm describing the sensations of my, I don't know, that kind of sounds weird, but it almost seems like I'm hyper aware of like the sensations of my body. Not necessarily my emotional state. That I am very unsure of frequently. But I'm very aware of, like, I don't know, like how my body feels at a given point, I guess. But I don't even know if that's the right way to explain it, because anyway, we'll read this. So finally, one of the most commonly overlooked, yeah, right? But isn't it all like, it's all like my sensation, my personal sensation of it. Not really, like I try to describe, whenever I describe things that are extroverted to me, it's very general, kind of not very specific way, if I remember right. But I only do it if it makes an impression, you know, I guess you could say. I don't know. Anyway, so what am I getting at? So finally, one of the most commonly overlooked functions of introverted sensing is its role in perceiving internal bodily sensations. Dude, do you know how many times it makes me mad that I'm like reading something like this, right? And all of a sudden I gotta go take a piss. Like that shit bugs me so much. Like I get mad because I'm like, my body is taking me out of my mind. I was on to something and now I gotta go take a pee break. Like that kind of shit pisses me off. I'm sorry, I don't know why. Or like I'll start to feel like these knots in my neck. And I'm like, dang it, I gotta fix my posture. And I gotta try to like, I don't know. I gotta crack my neck. I gotta crack my knuckles. I feel this tension. And it's because like I've been like, what am I learning? What am I thinking about right now? You know, because I'm always on this thing. So I have all this tension stuff. Like, anyway. So one of the commonly overlooked functions of introverted sensing is its role in perceiving internal bodily sensations. The body as felt and experienced from within. More than any other psychological function, SI provides access to our most basic sense of being, apart from thought or outward stimuli. And so this is what maybe to think about. Historically, Eastern philosophical and religious traditions have done a much better job at exploring this aspect of human experience than those of the West. This is what made me finally click for me, that this intuition I had a while ago about Japanese maybe being SI users, this is what kind of clicked for me. That's why I'm bringing it up, was because look it, Eastern philosophical religious traditions have done a much better job at exploring this aspect of human experience than those of the West. This is actually another thing what draws me to Eastern Orthodox Christianity. So, for instance, some of the things in that is very interesting, because Eastern religions and philosophies are very fascinating to me. And if you know, there's a lot of meditative, contemplative ways that they approach learning, right? And a lot of those meditative, contemplative ways have to do with asceticism, which is how do you like control this body and comport it? How do you, you know, twist it into a proper, you know, you could say conduit to receive the most clear vision of reality possible. So that's why fasting, for instance, is an ascetic practice. Fasting is in Eastern Orthodox Christianity, and it's in like Hinduism and Buddhism and all this kind of other stuff, right? The denial of the flesh. And this, you know, even many INTPs are actually very wary of trusting the pleasure. And again, that's a very prominent thing, especially in like Buddhism and stuff like that. And even in Christianity in general, but especially in Orthodox Christianity, the passions. This is another reason why I gravitate towards Eastern Orthodox Christianity, because it accounts for the SI experience of human life. So this dimension of SI is engaged in activities that require close attention to one's bodily, internal bodily state, such as yoga, tai chi, or meditation. So I used to look really down on like ritualistic, liturgical performances, like repetitive things, you know. But as you see in Eastern religions and stuff like that, like especially like Hinduism, there's I forgot what the repetitive prayers are and stuff like that, but there are repetitive prayers that you say in order to kind of like hang your flesh onto something, to nail it down, to keep it from being how do you put it? Titillated, you know? Sorry, I say that word, but whatever. It's a funny word. And so we have this also in Eastern Orthodoxy, where there's a place to hold your flesh. Wednesdays and Fridays we're called to fast 4 times a year for an extended period of time. Like during Lent, 40 days, we're called to fast, and that means that through hunger, you deaden the passions or the like emotion, the pleasurable impulses, right? The impulse to seek pleasure, pleasurable sensations. You deny yourself that in order to kind of like open up your mind and have a clear mind about it. You don't get that in like very hardcore Western Protestantism. You just don't get it in there. You know, it's very analytical in your head, which is why at first I find it very fascinating, religion very fascinating from the Western point of view. But where it breaks down for me is when they don't allow me freedom of thought, you know. First of all, they don't allow me freedom of thought to see for myself. They want to, in an extroverted thinking way. So this is the difference between introverted and extroverted thinking, I guess you could say. But maybe I'm getting this wrong. What do I know? So take this loosely. But basically, long story short, is they don't trust. So the overall point of why I don't like Protestantism in general is because I feel like at a certain level, it doesn't trust me to think for myself. And it feels like it needs to give me the right doctrine or the right message. Contrast this with Orthodoxy, which is immediately coming from this Protestant mindset to orthodoxy. I was like, okay, what are the dogmas? Like, what does orthodoxy believe? Where's the rule book? You know, because this is what I was accustomed to expect. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I agree with this rule book. But you know what was crazy was there was no like definitive rule book. There was no systematic theology. That's kind of what I'm getting at. There was no systematic theology. There are many. So theology just anyway. I'm gonna stop right there. There is theology, obviously. But what we regard as theology is something so much more than just this analytical process. So, long story short, yeah. So, how does that relate to SI? Are SI users good at competitive games? Based on my experience, I would say that there is a desire that I have to be good. I have a desire to be good at competitive games because there's a competitive side to me, right? But I often get paralyzed by indecision. So I can't always strategize that well. Whenever I, for instance, would play like Call of Duty or whatever, I don't like holding back, like playing like a sniper role. Like I always want to get an SMG and just get in there and kind of like do reflex kind of stuff. Was I always good at it? Well, sometimes I was, but I'm not really a good player. So I always noticed that I lacked like actual good strategic thinking, like what is a good place on the map, like what are good choke points. But maybe sometimes, you know, Call of Duty just has shitty maps, so it's hard to figure it out. But anyway, I don't know. So, but the reason why I was thinking about SI and like, that's because I was thinking about this part. Overlooked functions of infrared sensing is the role in perceiving internal bodily sensations. Like, part of SI is understanding that when my sensations of pleasure kind of like get out of control, you could say, or like my desire to seek pleasure in senses, in the sense world, I realize that there are non-thinking ways that I can arrest those impulses, and that is through, for instance, I'm not going to say yoga because I don't believe in yoga, but asceticism, like fasting, or for instance, I don't have to be afraid of routine. Now, I usually resist routine, but then I realize like I love my creature comforts. I love waking up. I love the idea of a routine, and I love, you know, at least getting some point to having a routine, which is like, for me, like in the morning, like I definitely look forward to a cup of coffee. I definitely look forward to looking at the fucking stock market. Holy shit, don't even talk to me about the stock market right now. But anyway, and then what's the other thing? Yeah, like I'm always thinking about a routine that I could get in. I'm always thinking about what is the routine that will allow me to be the most productive, because that's another thing that's really difficult. Man, you guys don't care about me talking about myself. Fuck, but this is what I care about for now. It's kind of dumb. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. All of a sudden, lost confidence. What is the point? Anyway. So this is what I really wanted to do. This is what I was really going to do. We're going to go here. Oh, no, we're going to do a new page. We're going to be like, are SI users... So we're going to straight up ask, good at competitive games? Oh, did I even spell competitive right? Whatever. All right, cool. So here's actually, I might have to open this somewhere else. Okay, good. SI in competitive gaming. This is from 9 years ago. So here we go. We finally got to it. How long have I been streaming for? Over an hour and 20 minutes, and we finally got to the whole point. What? Oh, look at this. Oh, 10, 28. Okay, so I don't know if there isn't any other function that can rival SI when it comes to good. Oh, man. Does that mean I'm not an SI user because I suck? Just kidding. All of the professional gamers in League of Legends, Call of Duty, or any other games are most likely to have SI. It also explains their ability to type so fast. Bro, so that's one thing. If I do notice that if I don't second guess myself with NE, how do I put it? Maybe? No, with, I guess it would be with TI. If I don't second guess myself, then I'm good at stuff. But the thing is for me, SI is tertiary. It's in the third position, meaning it's not my strength. There are two, there are two parts. These two come before my sensing. This is why I have some measure of success, but I can't ever be like top notch. This is pretty much why. So they are able to execute extremely complicated hand movements that require an insane amount of hand-eye coordination and skills like it was nothing. See, this was my intuition. I had a feeling that people were SI users. So I used to wonder how professional gamers can do all that superhuman hand movement shit. Turns out this may be why. Any thoughts? Edit. It seems like many people in this forum don't have an accurate understanding of how SI works. If you are denying that functions don't grant you certain types of abilities, regardless of whether or not you put aptitude in the picture, then you obviously need to do more research on the MBTI. Lol. People only say that to sweet talk you into thinking no type is better or worse, and sure, that's true to an extent. It's all relative depending on what you can do. So let's see. ISTP. So isn't ISTP... ISTP is an introverted thinking... Let's see, what's the ISTP? ISTP. So what do they have? Is it extroverted sensing? Oh yeah. It might be that, actually. My hand-eye, foot-eye, ear, femur, whatever coordination is disastrous. No one I know has worse balance than I do. No, I have really good balance, actually. But I don't really see a fluke, or see how SI... It could be a fluke, but I don't see how SI helps speed and reflexes unless it's something done. It was exactly the same before, and I was... Yeah, so this is what it is. It's repetitive movements, not movements on the fly. Yeah, novelty is an SI person's nightmare. Yep, I think that's true. So, what they're saying here is practice, practice, practice. Heavy ass discipline refinement mechanics to such a consistency on the verge of removing the human element. This is something that I just have to trust myself with. I have to trust that I don't have to think about it, but that I can teach my body. You know what I'm trying to say? I can teach it to, like martial arts. That's probably also why martial arts is so popular, in the Asian cultures and stuff like that, because of SI and prominence of SI. But what do I know? Still, tertiary for me, SI, it'll always be not good. We can't ignore aptitude though. It's a facilitator factor. Otherwise, every SI user will be a pro gamer. So, yeah. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. I've been streaming for only an hour and a half, but oh man. I guess I could there's a lot of research out there about people who experience this, especially while learning. I have to study it a lot. Yeah. That was an old message. Dang it. Well, so I guess at this point, I don't really know what to talk about. I mean, there's plenty of things I could talk about, but I want to get some more of that good quinoa I made, so I'll be right back. You know what? I don't even have any music going, yo. Anyway, whatever. Boring stream. Probably be helpful. I got my bowl. I'll be right back. almost done. I'll be right there. All right. So another thing is, I hope I don't knock this over. But yeah, I think I am an SI user because when I do think about getting better at video games, I often am thinking about my body in a way of like movements, you know, like SI. Does that explain anything? Fucking no. But like, I'm always thinking of like even when I was trying to like teach myself tennis like years ago, what I loved the most was like just trying to like, oh, I just there's something about just the feeling of like the movements that I just really enjoyed. And that's often something I look for in games. Like when I play video games, something that I really enjoy is I really enjoy the way the game feels as you're going through the world. You know, like I love the movement to a degree. I love the way it feels to like move through CS2 level, like Counter Strike. I love the way it feels. Um, I, yeah, there's just like or even like PUBG. Like I actually like the way PUBG feels. It's kind of like this floaty, like, oh, like I don't know. It just feels good. In fact, maybe I should play PUBG because I was playing it earlier. But should I do one round of PUBG? Damn, I might be tempted. One round of PUBG. One match, one game. But man, whatever I did, dude, I did a good job this time. Now I can see that it kind of has a strong flavor. I don't know if everybody else would like this, but the most distinguishing factor to this quinoa, based compared to previous quinoa that I've made in the past, is that I got this taco seasoning that I added to it from Sprouts. So I got this taco seasoning and I added it to it. So I usually like to put. Okay, so we'll do the juices that I put in there. Oh my god, what a weird thing. So I cook it in bone broth, but I use a lot of olive oil. A lot, I don't know, probably a lot. A lot of olive oil and lemon juice, right? So that's kind of like the juices, and then I put a little bit of salt, kind of a bit of salt, and then for a bunch of seasonings, I think of like herb seasonings versus like salt or like, so I have salt and I put tahini in there. Put tahini in there, and then what's the other one that I put in there? Garlic. So I put garlic, and then one other one, and then I put I'll put a combination of oregano, thyme, because thyme and chicken go together so well. Thyme and chicken, and then I put dillweed. Dillweed adds like a savoriness to things, like what I would consider to be an umami kind of flavor. You know what I'm trying to say? That kind of like just adds like almost like a like a good good film slimy. Yeah, good. And what else I put? Anyway, so that's kind of what this is. Mixture of all those things. But the taco seasonings was different. I think that's what's kind of kicking up a notch. I didn't do too much, but it feels still really strong. I feel like smacking it right into the microphone. So, I have a feeling that I'm gonna be playing one match of PUBG. I have a feeling I'm gonna do it. For all my amazing viewers out there. So, mmm, mmm. Oh, the other sauce that I put in there that I forgot to say that I put in there. Tapatio. But before I, before I play, I'm gonna pull up my little Discord. Just put a little notification out in case anybody on Discord right now, any of my friends, want to be like, hey, what's up? Didn't know you were streaming, that kind of thing. Alright, live stream? Live stream? Alright, where's my, let's see, share, what? Hold on. Where's my link? Where's my link? What? Where's my share button? Oh, there it is. Copy. And then, live stream. Excuse me. Cool. Did it? Alright. Cool. Alright. That's cool. Alright. Well. Let's go ahead and do a little round of PUBG. We'll see how it goes. I don't actually know if... Let's see. Alright, so I do have a... Let me see. If I do this... I don't really know how to use OBS that well. So we're going to try to do... Oh, wait, what? Is, oh, damn it. I want to do studio mode. Okay, so program preview. I don't know which one am I streaming. Let's see. Alright, so if I do that, versus, wait, how did I do that? Studio mode. Alright, so program facecam, program. How do I change from one to another? Huh. Let's see. So if I do console game, oh no, not that. If I do where's my PC game? There we go. Alright. Does that mean okay, so good. You don't see this yet. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Hold on, let's see. Game Logitech Facecam. How do I, where is it? Alright, let's see. No, it's fine. No. No. That's weird. Let's see. Game capture. Cancel. My face cam is like way off. Am I just gonna have to... This is so dumb. I literally... It's so off the screen. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So. I'm gonna just try it right there for now. And then I'll just do... Let's see. Transform, center, flip, horizontal. All right. Cool. And then, all right, so. Actions window, okay, cancel. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open Steam. Now you guys aren't seeing in all of this, right? Okay, cool. I'm gonna open Steam. I'm gonna bring that over here. And I'm gonna hit play on that. Now I wonder, docs, stats. All right, so right now, I'll be suffering for some skipped frames. Okay. Oh, we only lost one. Okay, that's fine. Where is the game? All right, so there it is. Now let's see. If I do this, okay. Not yet. Sorry, dudes. The dudettes. Almost there. I just gotta switch the window from this one to that one. Settings, graphics, full screen, advanced. No. Yo, where's my display? Weird. What's weird is how do you... Am I gonna have to do it in window? Oh man. Okay. Alright, there. Now you guys can see it, right? What's weird... What's weird is that there's no, I can't even choose my monitor, dude. Like, what? Oh, no, you guys can't see this yet. My bad. I'm so dumb. Wait. Alright, so. So anyway, here, I'll just do the transition. Now you guys should be able to see what I'm looking at. Right? Let's see. Okay, cool. What's crazy is... What's crazy is, like, I don't even see a... I don't see an option for this monitor, yo. That's what's frustrating. See, then you guys see it all weird, like with black bars and everything. Maybe I should just play it like this. Who cares? Can you guys see a window up there? No. So I guess I will just have to play it. What's weird is, yeah, see, like, where's my, where, here, let's see if I just do, what if I do full screen now? All right, we'll see. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, we did it. Cool. I feel so much better. And with that, let me see. What does it look like on the stream? How bad does it look? Actually, I think that's fine. It should look good for you guys. It should look good. What if I alt tab out? All right. We're good. All right, dude. We're playing PUBG on the SteubeMan channel. Little fun fact is that the whole reason why I bought a PC in the first place, well, build my own PC back in 2018, was for this game. I wanted to play this game. And of course I want to do like live stream and everything. Hold on. Oh. So, let's see. Let me see. How's a... Let's see. Desktop audio. Can you guys... Okay. I think you guys can hear that, right? I'll just move it up a little bit. Alright, so that's not like super loud. Alright. Now we're just gonna do we're gonna do one little game. See how it goes. Yeah, so fun little fact is ever since I saw PewDiePie playing this game back in 2017 2018, that's what made me want to play this game. I was like, man, that game he looked like having a lot of fun. Of course, everybody was having fun on this game back in those days. Nowadays, not so much. Not as popular. But anyway, nonetheless, I always liked it. I always liked the idea of just trying to be smart about your next play, but full confession, I am bad with understanding kind of like overall map position, overall strategy, overall. Let me try to I'm gonna try to update my settings for this. For the video, for the live stream. Show more. What is it? Entertainment. We'll do... Change the title. Let's try Let's find out in PUBG. Play PUBG a little bit. All right. Cool. All right. Now we're gonna try and play the game. Now we're gonna try and play a game and see just what we all talking about over here. What we all talking about? All right. I don't know where to land. I don't know where to land. This map is always just so big. Like I don't know where to go. Like I always get lost in like the fields and. Let's see. Young, yeah. Young out. Book sounds up. Book sounds up. Let me just go out to this city. Nah. Maybe go over here and go to the mountains. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what I'm doing. This is like strategy. Like, okay, what do I know? You know, some people know, like for instance, they'll know how, you know, whether there's a good draw based on this trajectory and like where the circle might form yet and all that kind of shit. Me, I don't know. See, is even a good spot? Like, I feel like maybe not. Alright. So, for some reason, part of me feels like I should rotate around to the right. I don't know why. Oh, yeah? See? Anybody else chopping with me? Like, for instance, I want to be here. Uh-oh. Not gonna be good? Oh, okay, good. Oh. Oh my god, I almost thought that was an umbrella right there. That crane. Alright. I'm gonna put this here. Does this go here? Alright. Black pack. Alright. Oh, a secret key, yeah. Mini 14. What's that comparatively? I don't know, I kinda like this more. Oops. Alright, well. What else is here? Oh, put that on there. Okie doke. Machete. I hope I have the game loud enough for myself. SKS. I almost feel like I hear somebody, but I don't know if it's like... Sometimes they have like electrical things popping. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Look how bad he is. Oh yeah, this can go there now. Oh. Car 98. Alright. Oh, M24? I don't know. I feel like M24. I feel like I don't have good luck with it. Oh, muscle brake? What's that? Oh, wait. Alright. Okay, cool. Where we go? Oh, no, no, that's not what I wanted. We're inside, but a little bit out. I use. Huh? Thought I heard something. Wait. Is there? Does somebody have noise in here? Bruh. Alright. Now, I hope to find a vehicle soon. That would be great. Just getting a little. Alright, so where's next town? I don't want to go through this field. I don't want to go across the street, so I'll go there next. I don't know. What else? What else do I need? I can use some smokes. Got 6 fucking. Flare? Special airdrop? Might as well. Call them all here. Oh, yeah, I get a comp. Oh, 8 times? Not even sure I want to use it 8 times. Alright. I got a minute 10. The fuck? Okay. No vehicles? See, that's what I should have been thinking about, was vehicles. Bro, it's like, what am I gonna do? Am I really gonna run all the way across this? Alright, well. Oof. Scarecrow. Actually, I have so many of these. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody. Huh? Oh, way over there. Let's see. Oh, wait. What did I use for... Oops. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Alt. There you go. Well, I gotta keep going. No vehicles means Chevrolets. Running on the Chevrolets. Oh, the open air. Is that out of the zone? I almost thought I heard something flying in over top. Alright, well, I feel like, based on how this is moving, it looks like it's circling on that town over there. There's gonna be... Oh my god, my buttons pressing sucks. This is so boring. I mean, boring from a viewer standpoint, I bet. Nobody want to watch this shit. Alright. I almost feel like posting up with this rock or something. Just until we get an understanding of where the next circle's gonna be. Damn, though. Honestly. I hear somebody over there. I've been hearing people all the time, but I don't know where to go. This is what I'm talking about, strategery. Like, what do I do right here? Like, for instance, we do have... like, I don't even have any smokes, do I? So, like... oh. Uh-oh. This guy trying to pull up on me? Okay. He somehow got the shot off. Oh, where did he go? Oh my god, I already lost him because I'm so fucking dumb. There he is. His vehicle down there. Mine now. That was uneventful. Could I have shot out? What? So weird. Do one more, then I'll be it. I don't really know. I mean, it was just so weird how I died. I'm not even whatever. I just gotta figure out where am I rotating to, you know? I gotta get better game sense of how things are moving. Oh yeah, this map is a little strange. Part of me felt like could I have like if I'm driving, can I shoot? Can I shoot from the driver's seat or no? I can't forget. I felt like I felt like I thought I couldn't, but what do I know? This place right here is so anxiety inducing. Look how tall the buildings are. So let's go there. Oh my god. Let's see. I mean, where else would I go? I don't know if I like this map, to be honest. Let's just go right here. Why? Why not? Maybe we can see some action, get a few kills before we get killed. Is that even a good spot? Like, I feel like once you're like, where would I go next? You know, that's what I'm thinking. Now, I don't even know how should I be thinking about it, but where am I going to go next? Let's go for the first house. Let's see. Anybody else want to be? Somebody wants to be right here. All right. Let's see. I don't think it. Can I? It'd be so cool if I could get like. All right. All right. All right. Weapon would be nice. Weapon. Here we go. That's good. Oh wait, I already got this. Here. I'm listening. Nope, don't see him. Oh, I'll keep this. Wait, do I need this? No, I need a helmet though. No helmet? Huh. Like, even if there was a guy in that window, would I have even been able to shoot him in time? Might as well use a dragon up. We heard each other. Where's he at? Is this second story or first story? Where'd this guy go? He going there? Whatever. Huh. Does he think I'm gonna get the car? Weird. Where'd this guy go? Uh-oh. Okay. Part of me feels like I shouldn't be a little bitch, like I should go back and fight him. At the same time, I'm just like, whatever. Like, what am I doing right now? Who knows? Whatever. Huh! I'm here. I should just not give a fuck. Huh! Anybody here? Oh, I forgot I could do... Chat with some foes. Chat with some competitive gamers. Where's that drop? Do I dare try? I think I'm just gonna keep my dragon off, to be honest. I don't want to, or not my dragon, on my 4th times. If I was Dr. Disrespect. I've been like, where's the drop coming from? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Something cool like that. Whatever, if that's cool, I don't even know. Alright, well. Let's see, where am I gonna go next? I guess I don't really have to go anywhere. Oh, that one gun's good. This JS9 right here? Or MP9? Never mind, I thought it was a JS9. How much ammo do I have? 18? Dude, maybe I should switch to it. We'll just switch to it since I'm low on ammo, the other one. Oh, it has this laser sight on it, though. Somebody overhead with the siren? Or not a siren up. Uh-oh, I didn't want to do that. Huh! It's like I'm thinking I'm hearing somebody, but I guess I'm not. Oh. Let's see. Might as well move towards it. Where did I park my fucking car? Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, it's over there. Now that I remember. Alright. We're gonna go try and fire off at this fool. See what happens. Try to not... Oh, we go right through those rocks right there, dude. Okay. Okay. I don't see anything. Go a little bit. Woo! Where is he? Oh, probably a bot. Kind of stuck on this fucking rock, though. Right here, right? I hope so. Have anything else? No. Huh? Right there, no? Is he? Oh, somebody got him? Oh, hell no. Where's that? Who got him? Huh. Who would have got him? From what direction? Can I drop? Oh, there it is. I don't even know. Bro, I am not the kind of guy that gets these, so... Oh. Alright. Yo. What should I use that? That's not the best spot. Oh. I think I got at least one. I tagged them once, that was it. Oh! You fucking died in an explosion? Hell yeah, dude, I blew shit up. That's pretty cool. Over there. Oh, it's outside the circle. Feel good about it. Somebody over here? I don't even know if I should get out yet. Ah. Ooh. Oh shit. Guy way closer. Damn, there was 3 people all around, bro. If I were to rethink that, I should have at least dropped the smoke off. Some guy way below. Oh, this shit's all glowing and shit, bro. How can I compete with that? So I wonder if I'd already got. Wait, what? He saw me? There's no way, dude. How did he? I gotta see it. How did he see me? I'm literally like blended in. No, I wanted to. Oh man. Highly sus. 122. So, I was over here. He's pushing up on my body right now. Pretty sure. I think it goes over to the left. Or. Was this where I died, or was it over there? What is that on the ground? No way. No fucking way, dude. How did he... I don't know if I... Unless... Don't judge me. I had a feeling that he could see through the walls when he saw me. Like, I was so perfectly blended in the wall, and he just zeroes it right in. I mean, like, maybe he just has really good sight. Look at how close I was. Killing the dude. Alright. They're gonna do one more. I don't even know if I want to do one more, to be honest. What time is it? 11:13? Shit. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Well, how is everybody doing out there in YouTube land? I don't even know if anybody's watching. Where are we going? Miramar. It's like I like this map and I don't like it. I like it and I don't like it. But I like it more than I don't like it. So I like it. Don't. Oh, how do you just... I just want to go on it. I don't want to jump over it. No. All right. All right. You know what I'm thinking I ought to get is a stream deck. But I told myself I wouldn't buy myself anything for streaming unless I actually started making money streaming. You know, like why are you gonna give a whole bunch of money? Look, I already spent so much money on all this shit I got right here. I don't make any money with it, you know. So I actually do like going to power grid, but I feel like it'll be hot dropping here right now. So I think I'm gonna go here. Yo. Uh-oh. No. What the fuck? How's that happening? Oh, where'd that guy below me? I still need armor. There it is. Okay. Dropped in a bad spot. AFK. Oh, M24. Alright. Time to find a vehicle, dude. See any vehicles from here? What the hell? They're just bots. They're like, oh, you had a couple bad games, so let's give you a bunch of bots. I gotta go. I gotta go. Such a far distance. Look. Oh, man. Alright. Gotta find a vehicle. Like, immediately. Oh. I think I see a vehicle down there. Anybody else see the vehicle? I'm nervous about this guy over the hill. Everything's closed down here, so I think it's good. Oh, car 98. Car 98. I feel like car 98. Alright, let's see what happens. Bro, I don't know where to go. Holy shit. Alright, here's some gunfire to my left somewhere. Okay. How about not an open field? No, I guess it's no matter what. Let's see. Damn, a ways to go. Maybe I don't have anything to worry about. I just gotta get into the zone. No, I should just... Oh, shit. I want to stay out of... I don't think I'm gonna... No. Yo, what? What is going on? That's great. Ah, I can still kind of see. A little bit. Okay, I think if I take this, it'll go all the way to the coast, right? I wonder how many other people have this idea. And then it bends to the right. Yeah, I bet you a lot of people have this idea right now. Alright, I guess not. I kind of almost want to hide up at that house. But I wonder if someone's here already. Seems like they could be. Hello? Anybody home? So we wait a little bit. See how things shape up. We got 15 seconds. Play zone and boomer. Motorcycle. Oh. Huh. So somebody over there, 290 west. Oh, there he is. Okay. I think I'll go this way too. On foot. Dang it. Oh, is this a bot? Okay. Up here somewhere. This is kind of a ballsy move, but if I can get... Now, where did that drop go? Oh. This is not the best place. did it, boys! Hell yeah! I actually won one. Too bad I don't want to do any like emotes. How do I do emotes? Anyway, there we go. Thumbs up if you like to see chicken dinners. Whew, well, it was definitely nice to go out on a win. I can tell they kind of gave me a few bots killed in the beginning. Well, at least, actually, maybe not. I gotta cut myself some slack. Anyway, we got that chicken dinner. That is nice. Well, it's a good way to end the evening. Oh, man. So, with that, I will be calling it an evening. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream, and hopefully I can always serve up a chicken dinner for the evening. Anyway, if you enjoyed the stream, please look at thumbs up on there. Show you that you like it. Show us that you like it. Anyway, yeah. So today we talked about SITI kind of stuff. SI, introverted sensing. Are introverted sensors good at competitive games? And then I don't even know what this stream was, to be honest, but I guess we kind of found out that SI users are very good once they have mastered repetitive like repetitive maneuvers, you know. So excuse me, once they get familiar with the game and then they got some moves they can practice, and once it becomes, you know, like a martial artist just practicing the same move over and over, that's how they get good. So it's good for me. SI is a tertiary kind of thing, so it's not one of my primary things, functions. So I still got a lot of work to do. The biggest hurdle that I have to overcome in order to get better at games is overthinking, overanalyzing. And so I guess in a certain sense I gotta kind of trust my intuition, like be fine with it, and you know, apply some thinking, but apply the brakes on thinking when I feel paralyzed, when I feel too tense, you know. So in that game, I don't know what I did differently. I just kind of went with it. I didn't try to overthink it, and I felt good. So I think that's a good thing to learn about yourself. So anyway, PUBG is one of the reasons why I built a PC over 6 years ago. So it's always good to get a dub. I'm usually not good at first-person shooter games or strategy, or you know, tactical shooters, I should say. But I do like to get better, you know, and I just gotta practice, I guess. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next live streamo. Have a good night and sweet dreams.